What if I told you that everything you believed about ancient India was only half the truth? What if the grand tales of mighty kings and golden ages were only part of the story? That behind the glorified history we read, there was a deeper, more complex world, one of shifting power, hidden struggles, and untold realities? One man dared to uncover this truth. His findings reshaped our understanding of ancient Indian society, economics, and power. And yet, his work sparked controversy like no other. Who was R.S. Sharma? And why were his ideas so groundbreaking and so fiercely debated? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might never see Indian history the same way again. Ram Charan Sharma, or R.S. Sharma, was not just another historian. He was a visionary who challenged the conventional narratives of India's past. Born in 1919, he dedicated his life to studying the deeper forces that shaped Indian history. Not just emperors and conquests, but economy, society, and power structures. His research, influenced by a Marxist perspective, emphasized how material conditions and class struggles defined history. He was the first chairman of the Indian Council of Historical Research, YCHR, and played a key role in shaping India's academic discourse on history. His works, including Ancient India, India's Ancient Past, and Early India, from the origins to AD 1300, are now essential for students preparing for UPSC, UGC-NET, and other competitive exams. But what exactly did he uncover that made his research so revolutionary? When we think of ancient India, we imagine the Mauryas, the Guptas, the Cholas, mighty empires ruling vast lands. But Sharma argued that history isn't just about kings. He focused on the people, the farmers, the traders, the artisans. He asked a fundamental question: how did these societies function beyond just the royal court? His research revealed that early India was not a static, idealized civilization, but a constantly evolving society. Economic forces, land control, trade, and social mobility played a far greater role than we ever imagined. You've probably heard of European feudalism, a system where lords controlled land and peasants worked under them. But what if I told you that India had its own version of feudalism? Sharma introduced the concept of Indian feudalism, arguing that after the fall of the Gupta Empire, power shifted from central rulers to local landlords, feudal lords, and religious elites. Land grants, agraharas and brahmadeyas, were given to Brahmins and officials, creating powerful local elites. Village self-governance weakened as landlords replaced direct state control. Trade and urbanization declined, leading to economic stagnation. This challenged the popular belief that early medieval India was a golden age. Instead, Sharma's work suggested that political decentralization and economic decline defined this period. But this was just the beginning of his controversial discoveries. Another major revelation from Sharma's research was his analysis of the Varna and Jati system. Most of us believe that caste was always rigid in India, but Sharma's studies of early Indian texts, inscriptions, and land records showed otherwise. Caste mobility was real. Economic and political changes shifted the status of social groups. New castes emerged due to changes in occupation and land control. The Varna system was more flexible in the Vedic period, but became rigid with time, especially as land became the key source of wealth. His research also showed how land grants to Brahmins played a role in reinforcing caste hierarchies, making the system more rigid over time. So, was caste always as strict as we think? Or did history evolve it into what it is today? But here's where Sharma's work became truly controversial. His ideas challenged the nationalist historians who preferred glorified versions of India's past, a vision of continuous prosperity and harmony. Was early medieval India really a dark age, or just a period of transformation? Did foreign invasions disrupt Indian civilization, or was internal decay a bigger factor? Was caste a divine order, or an evolving social structure shaped by economics and politics? His work sparked heated debates in academia, with many accusing him of being anti-tradition or biased. Yet, his research was backed by archaeological evidence, inscriptions, and economic data, making it impossible to ignore. So, what did R.S. Sharma ultimately reveal? That history is not just about great emperors and glorious kingdoms. It's about how power shifts, how economies rise and fall, and how the unseen forces of society shape the world. His work reminds us that the past is never as simple as it seems. Behind every king's story is the story of the people. Behind every empire is the economy that sustained it. Behind every law is a deeper force: power, class, and struggle. And maybe, just maybe, history isn't as different from today as we like to think. If this made you think, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which part of ancient Indian history should we uncover next?